all, Jane Corley here with Visions, Media Arts and Photography. Thanks for joining me for another Wedding Wednesday. On this episode, we'll be learning all about how to build a customized wedding binder that will suit your needs. Now, I'm sure some of you have seen the wedding binder templates that are provided on a multitude of bridal websites and just wedding websites in general that give you a cookie cutter version of a wedding binder, and it just may not suit your needs, or it may seem like too much. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to customize and make your own wedding binder to really suit your needs, fit your wedding, fit your workflow, whatever have you. Just one that's going to be customized for you. So first and foremost, I actually worked off of two books. My first book is a smaller notebook that could fit in my bag every day, and it wasn't too cumbersome to hold around or work with, and all it had in it was a calendar of the entirety of the engagement. So from engaged to wedding day and a little afterwards if you're going on your honeymoon afterwards, as well as some scrap notebook paper. Plenty of places for business cards and pens. I just picked it up at my local craft store. So onto our wedding binder. That's why we're here today. So this was my wedding binder. Looks a little something like this. And as you'll note, it's just like an illustration binder you can get at any craft store. And the pages are blank, and I bought myself some really fun pens and just really made it my own little project. The way I treated this binder was almost like my go-to home base for my wedding planning, and I wanted it to be accessible. I wanted it to have all of the information I would need for any occasion. So the way I'm going to explain the topics and subtopics of this binder, I think that's probably the best way to look at it, as overview topics as well as underneath subtopics. And let's get started. So whatever fits you, get that type of binder. I used an illustration notepad and it worked just fine for me. So into the topics and the subtopics of your binder. First and foremost, on the very front page of your binder, have the basics. Have your date, have your time, location, guest count, and color swatches. So you have a basics section, and on the front page just has all of the immediate information that you may need to know at any time. The front page, it's almost like above the crease of a newspaper. What do you want to know first? What is the most important information? It's your date, your time, location, colors, and guest count. Let's move on. Within your basics main topic, you should have 5 subtopics. The first subtopic is a monthly checklist. Monthly checklist will keep you accountable for everything that you need to prioritize for that immediate month. You may have already seen my video between 16 and 9-month wedding engagement. You could have the first 3 months, the second 3 months. You can divide it into multiple month increments. You don't have to do it month to month. You can always do during this portion of time, I need to do this, I need to do that, and I need to do that. We'll have a separate video over your monthly checklist a little later on. The second subtopic you need to create in your basics topic is your vendor contact. Your vendor contact is information that includes your photographer's mailing address, your photographer's phone number, your caterer's phone number and address, your wedding venue phone number and address, emails included. If they have another way to get in contact with them, have that information there so that you have all of the ways to contact the vendors just in case you need it. The third subtopic in your basics section is going to be wedding party contact. So these are all the people in your wedding party. You want their names, you want their emails, their phone numbers, all that good stuff right in the same place. That way, if you need to send that bulk information to anyone or you need to get in contact with anyone real quick, sometimes it's easier just to have that information in your book. The fourth item to have in your basics topic is wedding day timeline. Your wedding day timeline should include the moment you wake up on your wedding day all the way through the time that you put yourself on the floor in your honeymoon house. The whole entire day. The whole entire day. The fifth subtopic you should have under basics is random thoughts. This is a way to put magazine cutouts, pictures you've seen, or just random thoughts. Random thoughts, random thoughts. You will thank me later to have a location for your random thoughts. The next topic you should include in your wedding binder is your budget. I won't go too deep into budget because our next video is actually on your budget, but just include the information of what are you able to contribute with your fiance and what are your parents or anyone else who is available to help with your wedding. Have that information in your budget section. It will also be helpful to create a separate Excel spreadsheet or just some form of working spreadsheet with all of this information in it as well. That way, if you need to email over a digital copy to anyone who's helping you pay for your wedding, it's right there on the computer. The next topic in your wedding binder should be attire. What everybody's gonna wear. So the attire section should include the colors, it should include any textures or fabric themes. If you really don't like satin and you really want lace, have that in your attire area. The subtopics within the attire section are going to be the bride from head to toe, the groom from head to toe, bridesmaids, groomsmen, and other. This other section is going to include any extra embellishments that you want your parents or grandparents or aunts or uncles to wear. It also includes flower girl and ring bearer. You may not have a flower girl and ring bearer, but this is just an extra section for any other people within the wedding that may not be included. That's also like your pianist or any orchestra members that might be playing. Just what you want all the accessory personnel in your wedding to wear. The next topic in your wedding binder should be venue. This venue section is going to really break down what is going to happen within the venue. So the first subtopic in your venue category is going to be order of ceremony. What is the order of the entire day? So go through everybody walking down the aisle, the processional. Go through, this is how much time we're going to do for pictures after the wedding. This is what we're going to do for our entrance into the reception. This is what we're going to do for dances and eating and cocktail hour. This is the order of events. Now, all these things in this wedding binder, you don't have to do immediately. This is a working project. This is something that isn't going to be done overnight. It's something that is a work in progress, something that you're going to be working through and working with over the entirety of your wedding engagement. So don't fear if we're going through this video and you're like, I have no idea. Don't worry. You will eventually have said idea. Let's move on to the next portion of the venue topic. The next portion of your venue topic is going to be the processional. The processional is going to be how you all walk down the aisle. Who comes in first? If you want your officiant to say something about an unplugged ceremony or family stick around after the wedding for pictures, all the way through when you and your husband Walk back down the aisle as the new Mr. and Mrs. And everything in between. Have it as detailed as possible. If you want certain songs played here, have that in this portion of your binder. Work through minute to minute, moment to moment of the wedding and be as detailed as possible. You'll thank me down the road when people are asking you all these crazy questions a month before your wedding. The next subtopic in your venue portion of your binder is your reception timeline. This is very similar to the processional. In your ceremony, it's just going to go through the order of events more detailed than in your order of ceremony section. It's going to be designated for just the reception time frame. Be as detailed as possible, very similar to the processional portion. The next topic in your binder is going to be flowers. The flowers that are going to be at the wedding as well as the reception. Go and see florists and get inspiration from them. I didn't know anything about flowers when I started. My sister, I kind of just left that up to her. She's the flower guru. But I had to do my research, y'all. So just look for things that match your vibe, match your flavor, whatever you want, and get inspiration from those designs. In your flowers portion, you have two subtopics, the florist and flower ideas. This will enable you to have all the information that you need for your flowers. Whatever your flower ideas are, go in this section. Next section is entertainment. Whether you are having someone play at the ceremony as well as a DJ or a live band, have that information in this entertainment portion under two subtopics of ceremony and reception. The next topic in your wedding binder is to be photographer and videographer. Have very similar information in this main topic with the vendor's contact information as well as the timeline and a copy of the contract. That will come in handy, having it for after your wedding when you're like, I really want my pictures, but I don't know when I'm going to get them. It's on your contract, y'all. Take a look on your contract so you can make sure to have that timeline written in your wedding book. It is crucial to have a working shot list. A shot list. Make sure you have the information for must-have photos at your wedding and your ceremony available for your photographer. If you have questions about shot lists, just make sure to talk to your photographer. Check with them and see if they can give you any ideas of some things to be mindful of. But a shot list should be included in this part of your wedding binder. The next part of your wedding binder is all of your catering information. The main topic is catering. The subtopics underneath are menu, rentals, or inclusions, such as dinnerware, tablecloths, all the extra stuff that caterer may provide within their services, as well as beverages, the beverages that they may include within their menu. Have all of this information ready so that it can be workable, because even though you go to your tasting and you settle on your food, if you decide, hey, I really like this over that, it's not too late. You always are able to change your menu information within the last 30 to 60 days of your engagement period. The next topic should be bar and beverages. Beverages, as I said previously in the previous topic, your caterer might handle that for you, but it's not a guarantee. Whether you plan to bring your own bar, and we'll have another video about bar later because there's a lot to say about DIY bar, y'all. Just have all of your information for what's included in your bar and beverages, how things are going to be served, how many drink options you're going to have, if you're going to have a specialty cocktail. All that information goes in this topic. The next topic in your wedding binder should be cake and desserts. We had a pie bar at our wedding. It was so good, y'all. It was so good. But we also had a cake. My husband and I were not really big cake people when we're partying, but we wanted a cake. Have all of your pre-planning, planning, contact information, flavors, inspiration in this section. Sometimes your caterer will provide dessert bar services. Sometimes they'll do the cake. But do be mindful of like cake cutting fees, serving fees. We'll have a cake and catering video a little later on of what to ask. But just be mindful of extra service fees. So, moving on to the next topic in your wedding binder is decor. The decor of your rehearsal dinner, if you're throwing it yourself, the decor of your wedding, and the decor of the reception. Have clear ideas of what the events are going to look like, because the themes of them don't have to matchy-match. They can be complements of each other. The next item in your wedding binder is your guest list. Now this might sound easy. I'll just make a guest list. I don't have to have a whole area in my binder. You need to have multiple guest lists. You need to have a master guest list and a realistic guest list for your wedding and for your reception. You need to have a guest list for your rehearsal dinner. You need to have a guest list for any bridal parties. You need to have a guest list for your bachelorette party and your bachelor party. The next topic in your wedding binder is transportation. Transportation to your wedding. I know this sounds silly, but don't overlook it. Don't overlook it. So transportation to your wedding for both you and your fiance, transportation from the wedding if you have a separate location for your reception, and transportation for your getaway. How are you going to leave? Just have something planned for your arrival as well as you leaving. The next topic in your wedding binder is going to be your officiant. All of your officiant information. Any payments to them, any structured scripts you've gone over, any order of ceremony information. Have all of your officiant or pastor or whatever you have marrying you, have that information in this section of your binder. The next topic in your wedding binder is going to be paperwork. Now, not like contract paperwork. I'm talking about anything paper that you send your guests. So, paperwork. You're going to have subtopics for save the dates. You're going to have subtopic for invitations and RSVPs. You're going to have paperwork for programs, if you choose to have programs at your ceremony or at your reception. You're going to have paperwork for thank you notes. So make a subtopic, make sure to make a subtopic in paperwork for all of the things that people give you for your engagement parties or your bridal parties. Make sure to have a working thank you note section in this paperwork topic. After that, we're going to cover the registry. Where are you registered? Ideas for things you'd like to register for, thoughts of your registry, your fiance's thoughts on the registry, just registry information. The next section in your wedding binder is favors. If you choose to have any favors at your wedding, put it in here. Any brainstorming, maybe you're going to be making them yourself, just whatever you're going to do for your favors for the wedding, any kind of little gifts or trinkets, koozies, or little packs of candies or cookies or homemade pralines, whatever you're choosing to do for your wedding favors, have it in this section of your binder. The next section is going to be lodging. What does your lodging situation look like the night before the wedding for you and your fiance? What does the lodging look like for you guys the night after your wedding? What does your lodging look like for your honeymoon? So lodging, pre-wedding, post-wedding, honeymoon. And have all your lodging information, maybe check-in times, check-out times, any contracts, any receipts, anything that maybe you have to bring when you check in. Just have all of your lodging information in this section of your binder. The final section in your wedding binder is going to be your honeymoon plans. Have things that you have scheduled planned. Have the same thing you would for lodging, just copies of all your lodging receipts. But do make sure to put all of your plans, all your have to brings, all your maybe packing list, if you're staying for an extended holiday, just make sure to put all the things that you have planned for your honeymoon in this section of your binder. Is efficient information. Have your order of... I hope this video was helpful. If you learned something new, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave in the comments below, what do you include in your wedding binder? What are some topics that maybe I left out? What are some things that other brides could use for their wedding binders? Next time, we'll be learning all about how to create a wedding budget. It's bad business, guys, but we got to talk about it.